Part two of my mom's been in prison for 27 years. Now, you know that saying that you really know who's there for you when you get yourself into a bad situation? Well, my mom ended up finding out who was there for her and who was not there for her. All right, so when she went to prison, my mom's youngest sister was there for her because she had got custody of me and my youngest sister. My grandmother, my biological grandma, of course, was there because that was her daughter. That was her oldest daughter. And then she would have some family members come visit her, like my oldest uncle. He would. My youngest uncle, I don't think he's ever visited her one on one. And then my aunt, I don't know. I'm not sure. I just remember. Now, okay, when my mom went to prison in the beginning, the prison allowed her to wear civilian clothes. They were allowing her to get visits, and they also would have this yearly picnic where we can cook food and bring it in, but they would inspect the food. That was so different. So can you imagine as a teenager, you're growing up and you're having picnics with your mom in the prison? Doesn't that sound fun? I'm just kidding. But we would have picnics with her, and we would get dressed up. My aunt that had us would have us dress up like her. It was just like, it was a cool little thing, but not really cool because I knew at the end of that picnic, my mom was not coming home with us. She was sitting in the prison. So anyway, after that, it would kind of damper down. And for a long period of time when they were having these picnics, it would not include all her brothers and sisters. It would just sometimes be my aunt that had us, my grandmother, my youngest sister that is no longer with us. It would be that. But then some years, I would have all of my uncles and aunts come, and they would bring their spouses. But one in particular situation I want to mention this is that when my mom went to prison, my aunt-in-law, now I don't mean no harm. We used to be close, and she never knew that I knew this, but she did not like my mother because the woman my mother allegedly murdered was her best friend's aunt. I've been doing this for years. She never knew that. And she kept her kids away from seeing my mother. They never visit her. They never could see how she looking. I remember about 5 or 6 years ago, I had a conversation with my cousins, and they were saying, "Dang, Mom never allowed us to see Auntie. We couldn't even tell you what she looked like, what she sound like, what she liked, because Mom never let us go." And I'm like, yeah, that's messed up. But then I said, that's really messed up because she had family members that went to prison for the same thing, or they went to prison for being a drug dealer, or maybe they robbed somebody, and she would support them. She would go see them. They get out. They having celebrations. She's there supporting. And I said, that's really messed up. But can I hold her at that? No, I cannot, because in despite of her not wanting to see my mother or liking her, she did take a liking to me. And when I had my oldest daughter, I had a place that was out of town. I did not want to live there. She allowed me, her and my uncle allowed me to live in her home in the basement. I even did my maternity leave living with them until I was ready to get up and get back, on my own. She would keep my daughter. Holidays, Christmases, she's buying my kids stuff. When I had got custody of my eldest niece, she was there to buy her clothes. I can't hold her for a lot because she has been loving, to me in some way. But when me and my cousins had this conversation, I was just like, dang, that's messed up. She's also helped me with the burial of my sister, because when my sister was murdered, I did not have the money. In fact, 5 months before my sister was murdered, my husband passed away. She helped me with that. My aunt used to work at a funeral home service, and so she was a big help when it came to that. And she was there to support me. If anybody was trying to fight, she's ready to fight. I will give her that. She's down. My youngest daughter father did some very betraying things, and she was there like, I can't believe you did this. The whole time you was lying. So I'm going to give her props for that, okay? But I'm just saying, now don't be offended if you see this, Auntie. I'm just saying, she never allowed the kids to go, and we had this conversation, like me and her kids, and they brought it up. We had this conversation, and I was like, yeah, that's messed up. And so my mom would even ask me, like, why don't she allow my niece and nephew to come see me? Because my mom really loved them kids. Like, my mama was a street woman, but when it came to their birthdays and stuff, I seen her hustling to go get them a gift for their birthday. I seen that personally. But anyway, that's just some. And it's going to be more videos.